Start after this.
The Unprofessionals!
That works.
That one works.
You get a Grammy.
Welcome back to another TUPS Talks Live. I guess we're back to talk about E3. I think first we should at least acknowledge like what happened in Orlando. Not really talk about it, but shout outs. Heart goes out to those family out there who lost somebody.
Absolutely.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah. Just senseless act of terrorism, hate crime, whatever you want to call it. It's
Just violence in general.
Yeah. Okay. I think Ibuki was worth mentioning, and how Capcom is dealing with all their DLC in Street Fighter V. They finally acknowledged that they are going to be more upfront and talk about how they're going about things more with the community, which I think they should have did in the first place.
Yeah, you can't have two separate divisions, Japan
and then
the US. Do they have a UK version? Or a division as well?
They have Capcom UK, but I don't know if
They're not
actually,
more in touch with
because
the news.
I think from what I read, Capcom USA technically owns the Street Fighter the brand, but Capcom Japan makes it.
Okay.
right, obviously.
So, I really think this is the Japanese thing is because they don't want to admit they screwed up, so they're like, you guys just keep your mouth shut, because this is the whole they're very Japanese are very prideful people, and they don't want people to know that they screw up, And I think they're just telling the U.S. to shut up, keep their mouth shut. And then now I think they're finally starting to realize we need to be upfront and because I think they let Haunts put that post up to be to say all that stuff we're gonna start talking about it more. We know we screwed up, yada yada yada.
Yeah, the communication. It seems like the communication between the two divisions was not there, and then a lot of the communication and news that got sent out to just general public, such as us, Europe, and I guess elsewhere, wasn't accurate, and it all stems from the company.
Yeah, and you can't put out this chart which says this will come out this date, this will come out this date, this will come at that date, and then it doesn't happen, and then people are gonna get angry.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it goes. We're expecting something and we don't get it, and a lot of people paid for that season pass. And kind of the stupid thing is some people think our season pass isn't worth anything anymore. I'm like, no, it's still worth something.
It's just not everything is on schedule.
Yes.
And
it's not being delivered as promised.
Right. And speaking on there are going to be delays, but I think this has been the most inconsistent as of late. March. We expect the beginning of March, not the last week, the last days of the month even.
And we even got
hear anything.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Ibuki news, it was the last minute that we got it, and they're like, "Oh, she's gonna be delayed till the big update, the story
right.
update."
We're waiting. We expect week of, because the way they've been handling it has been really off. Okay, with Alex, we're expecting to hear something week prior. We didn't get anything until the day before, and then
we didn't even get a trailer until after he was already
after
out.
he was released already, right? Yeah, which is bad,
really,
and it's
bad.
very reverse with Guile.
Guile got a legit trailer before he came out, but he still came out the very nearly last day.
Spanned a few days, but it was again last day of the month,
the last Tuesday of the month.
We want to be excited. We want to continue to be excited for these things. I mean, yet we are. I mean, with this whole Ibuki thing, but it's just late. You
Yeah.
know, like they should
Yeah.
have done it like earlier in the month or something.
Yeah. And
They should have said something earlier. Like
Exactly.
I don't like fine delays are delays, but you should say something to the community to be like, hey, she's not ready yet. We thought like Balrog would be ready, but Ibuki was more ready, but now she's not because we found something broken, so we're gonna delay her. Fine, but then they didn't give us anything. It's just
until the last day,
Until
or
the
until
last day.
after the fact that she
Yeah.
was.
It's just been the handling of Street Fighter 5 in general because like 4 was fine. Like the way they handled 4.
yeah.
Like-
I'd rather them not have said anything. To be honest, just say, hey, we're gonna support this game, and that's it. You know,
Don't make false promises.
Yeah.
All right.
because that's what really is gonna hurt the
Promises,
company too. Because it's gonna piss the community off.
It's like those
Yeah.
super trailers when those came out, like we were just hyped. I remember us being
Because we
so
didn't know
hyped.
anything.
Yeah, we
like granted there were leaks, but we
Yeah.
didn't really know
Yeah.
until they came out.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh man, I can't wait for this. But it's like it's opposite with this game where it's like, oh, this is like dumb. the way they
Yeah,
handle
because
it,
now
you
you're
know?
expecting something. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking like they should have like released. They could still release Street Fighter 5, but I don't know, make it like a demo or something. Like make it free for people that would pre-order the game or some shit like that. Like how Guilty Gear did Revelator.
Mhm.
You pre-order the game, you get like that demo, which is more. It's got more in it than Street Fighter 5, the full game does.
Mhm.
And then you get the whole game for free when it comes out. I think that's how they should have did it. But
I don't even know they did that. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, to have a calendar laid out and you know you're not really abiding by it. That's bad.
Yeah.
that business.
It just hits the community hard. Especially this is a community driven game.
Mhm.
Like honestly, like this fighting game, or even just the fighting games in general, are just super. It only like appeals to certain
Yeah, it's a very niche
Yeah,
niche
market.
market. Yeah, exactly. And you know, you hurt the trust of the community.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to come back. You know, it'll be on your record.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, because like the FGC is just as important as the regular community of just casual gamers. They're the same people pretty much.
yeah, we're the ones that support it. We buy the
Yeah.
games, we buy the DLC. You know,
We try to get new players into it, and then like we're trying to like get them excited too. Like, oh, all this is coming out, and
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't deliver. Like, it's like a really bad impression on them.
Yeah.
Like, or for them, rather.
Well, speaking of fighting games, we can talk about a little bit of Injustice 2.
Right.
So they had I guess it came out like last week, the cinematic trailer. Just shows like them punching each other and gear switching somehow, changing costumes like mid fight. Then now they came out with the gameplay trailer. Graphically it looks great. I think like some of the designs are a little. They hurt my eyes a little
They
bit.
they lack. So I don't know what they were trying to go
Supergirl
for
looks
in
like
this
Chucky.
game. Yeah, she's pretty terrible looking. I feel Aquaman and Superman, like their costumes were like a huge downgrade from the last game. But I guess it's kind of them trying to have a little throwback, a little retro, I guess, because what they're going for, like
have some good like contrast too.
Exactly, yeah.
A little bit more colorful.
It's like mostly their faces are the ones that bother me. I don't like Superman's costume. Aquaman's is but like Supergirl's face, that's
Glad Gorilla Grodd is finally in the game.
animated really well too.
Yeah.
Like when they show him like running up, like that's like really good gorilla animation.
Yeah, they went with more of a realistic gorilla than like cartoon or like I don't know, like I guess exaggerated gorilla with like super buff arms. They made him like kind of like furry.
He looks like a legit.
legit gorilla.
Yeah.
I can dig that. So I guess they're trying to bring more of a realism into this game. Yeah. This heavily contrasts from MKX, which is good.
Yeah. This game is very colorful too, which I like.
There's a
colors.
weird. They have a not really weird, but it's a different lighting scheme. Like everything is kind of haloed, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this. It's like very illuminated.
Yeah.
Like highly reflective things. I think Supergirl was probably like the biggest bother of the whole trailer in my opinion.
I think she's animated well.
Yeah.
When
Like
she's doing the
that.
walk-up laser.
Yeah, that was
pretty
pretty cool. Yeah. And like she's very throwback. I don't really watch the show, but I know that that costume that she has in the beginning. It's from, I think it's a throwback to the show, which is cool. And then they have Atrocitus is in there with the cat, Red Lantern 2, Dexter, or Dexter, I don't know how you pronounce him. I'm too big on Lantern stuff. They showed Black Manta, which may or may not be playable. It might be just a interaction. Who else is in there? They didn't really show a lot of Superman, Batman aside from like their supers and stuff, huh?
Not too much.
Also showing either getting beat up or doing their super.
Just that scene, like where
Yeah,
in
well,
the
they had
sky.
Or interaction. I think Batman threw Superman into a machine or something, electric thing.
Something like that.
Not too much. I mean, we didn't really get to learn much about the.
The way the system works.
Yeah, that's what I'm most curious about.
Yeah.
It's probably just hinted throughout, I mean, that's what they're known for. I mean, that's what a lot of fighting, like, pre-release trailers or,
Yeah.
like, teasers.
Like when MKX started out, the Interactables.
Yeah.
Like what Injustice had.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting, like, a variation system, but considering this is following MKX, and they've announced that they have gear. I feel like it could be like hinting at variation.
Yeah, like that's different, like a step forward into the variation system. I'm
Right.
thinking.
But
More customization, probably.
Yeah.
and how this is going to pan out, how it's going to separate. Will this be a separate thing from like competitive play versus like the single player online story, what have you? Will this, will there be like a default set for competitive, and will it be balanced out enough for it to be playable? Like how this will pan out?
I'm
Because
thinking it's all going to be in there competitive. It's just everything's like unlocked or something.
Yeah.
and how basically this functions with characters, like, does it make them super powerful? Does it just like give them new abilities? So
Yeah.
I'd want to see more of that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll learn more because it is E3 week and it's really like day zero right now. So,
More information to be released.
yeah. Oh well, you guys didn't even see this. The Telltale Batman game. They released some screenshots. It looks pretty cool, actually.
I've seen.
saw it?
I saw some of the screens.
I've
Yeah.
seen the little like early like concepts of it. But,
Oh.
yeah.
I mean, they didn't really show much. It's just like a couple screenshots of Bruce and then one with Batman and Catwoman.
How does it look?
Looks good, I think. Yeah.
Is it a huge contrast from like what they've done before with like
It's comic booky-ish.
Yeah, it's very
like,
comic
very
book.
like dark lines drawn in to like outline the characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like honestly, that's really the most logical sense, like using their technology or their engine.
Yeah,
So
because they kind of
it's
got like a comic book little engine going on already.
Yeah.
So.
I just really hope this touches on like the detective part of.
They did say like you'll play. It's a lot of Bruce and as Batman, so I would imagine Bruce does some stuff too. Some
Yeah.
important things.
I feel like that's where a lot of these games have lacked for all of Telltale since there's just been like a huge detachment from what it originally was when we had like Sam and Max, Monkey Island, like challenging things. It just seems like they've just been pumping games out that don't really force you to think. I mean, like
It's just on the
just-
rails like type system.
Yeah, like story. I mean, story's there. Like it's true to what whether it's Walking Dead. It's all true to that and stuff. Like the universe is there, but I don't know. I just want a little more of a challenge rather than watching a movie. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, as huge of a Batman fan as I am, I hope this kind of brings a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you think like they're just spreading their resource too thin, and like they just got too much
They've done
projects
everything.
going on like at
Yeah.
once.
They're
I
gonna
feel
do
like
Marvel.
Platinum is going down that route too. Like that Ninja Turtles game I heard was crap. Which
Aw.
It looked great, but I heard it was crap.
No, man.
Like
Let's
Korra,
check that out.
the Korra game was
Oh,
crap.
yeah, I heard that Korra game was crap.
What about the
I
Transformers?
think their Transformers was
It
alright.
was decent.
Yeah,
Playable.
people seem to enjoy that one. And then and like before that was just Bayonetta
Bayonetta.
2, I think.
The
Was the
big
last
one.
like real big game that was really good.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best on the Wii U.
It is on sale with Disc 1. Or, Bayonetta 1.
I know. I probably should buy that.
Also, Until Dawn's like $15 on that.
Yeah, there was like two other games with that too.
Oh, really?
Like 15, yeah.
I was thinking about getting Until Dawn.
I was gonna say this.
Maybe
Because
sure.
obviously I can't play it at home. I can't finish it at
Well, you
home.
can borrow. Don't I have the disc? I think mine's a disc.
I want to start over.
Well, then if you play at home, you're gonna have to start over. Anyway.
I want the people that I had offed dead.
I
You
think
want
you
to
only.
say-
I want to continue from that point.
Oh wait, I shouldn't say anything more. I might,
Well,
Yeah,
I
don't-
think
I might spoil. it.
maybe we should just play the live playthrough, and if you want to own it, yeah, that's a good price for that.
It's a good
great
game.
price.
Yeah.
I think I paid I didn't pay too much for it. I didn't pay full price for the game, but however, yeah, there's been a lot of sales for games. That have been
Oh,
really
Fallout
interesting.
4 I think was on sale for like. It wasn't 15 though. That's way too low for Fallout.
Maybe like 29.
Yeah,
was
some,
free on
some other
Xbox?
stuff. Yeah, it's free on Xbox
Yeah.
for like 12 hours or something. Maybe like 3 hours.
I don't know when the good time to get that game is, considering there's like a lot of DLC coming out,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about more later. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. In the news this week before we start talking about the real E3 chunk. So Sony confirmed that the Neo is real, but will not be at E3, which is interesting. I'm wondering if they're just like waiting for like Microsoft to like screw
To
up.
make their move.
Yeah, like what they did before. Microsoft did their conference, everyone hated them, and then
Yeah.
they came out like, "F you, we're doing everything totally opposite."
Yep. No DRM or whatever, or not
Yeah.
DRM, or the you can share.
Yeah, you couldn't even like
yeah.
let people borrow your games.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they had a lower price point than Xbox.
Yep. And speaking of Xbox, the Xbox, I don't know what the confirmed name is, but Xbox One Slim is confirmed. They even have pictures. It's oddly looks like a PS4, like when they put it on the horizontal stand
Oh, really?
or the vertical stand.
I have not
Really?
seen pictures
Yeah,
of it
so
yet.
it's comes with 2 terabyte hard drive, 4K video. It's 40% smaller.
Okay.
Because I've heard the Xbox One is like bigger than the Xbox, the original Xbox.
Original Xbox? Really?
Yeah.
The original Xbox?
Is
That
that
thing was
big?
huge.
That thing was huge.
That thing was like
Either that or it's like just as heavy or something like
It's
that.
like a
Okay.
laser display.
Seriously.
It was big.
If any of you grew up with laser discs, those things
Karaoke
are hefty.
Yeah.
Besides the 4K video and hard drive upgrade, is there any like video wise, like, or any upgrades to like speed?
Oh,
like that?
That I don't know, but I think they do have like the specs online somewhere.
Mhm.
Like it is more powerful. I think even it might be more powerful than the Neo was supposed to be.
Okay.
Arguably, I don't know though. Okay, we can move on. So we can move on to the E3 stuff. So the first conference for E3 is EA, and the first thing they had to show is
Yay.
Titanfall 2, which I think I'm the most versed in Titanfall because
Right.
I'm
I've
the
never
only one who
played
really
it.
played it.
Yeah.
I tried a little bit of it when you,
Yeah.
first week maybe?
Yeah, I got it on PC. It looks great. It has like the one thing now that everyone complained about the first one is the campaign. They're putting a campaign in there. I heard the leveling system's a little bit deeper. It's got new mechanics. It's got like some teleports. It's got a grappling hook. It's got like Zarya's gravity ball.
It's got a lot of like little things from Overwatch
Yeah.
that we noticed.
Because we've been playing it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Titans got new moves too. There's some multiplayer modes don't have AI because if you played the old Titanfall, they all had like little grunt robots that you can kill for more points, and like you boost your Titan meter, where you can call it down faster.
Mhm.
And that comes out October 28th this year. And then EA said they're gonna focus more on esports, which is like Madden, FIFA, Battlefield 1. I think they have like this whole division going down for all that stuff. And I
For the
think,
competitive play.
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Promoting or maybe doing like tournament.
Yeah, they're gonna have like majors and stuff.
Okay.
From what they said.
Like some of the first things I remember, like this was like way back, like to high school, like people getting together to like play Madden. Like, yeah, I mean it's just
NFL 2K.
right. Yeah, like getting together like that. So I'm surprised like they haven't
Randy
really,
Moss.
They haven't really done, like all the other games, like shooters and fighting games, have really overshadowed like true sports. Like,
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's not my personal thing. I haven't played Madden since maybe like 2005.
Yeah.
But everyone has their thing. And I have a lot of people on my friends list that love like 2K and all that. So I'm pretty sure they've been playing long enough to think like, hey, I'm gonna try. I want to see how I fare against the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Playing
I mean,
online.
Madden's been pretty competitive for a long time. I'm not sure how FIFA is, but
Probably not here.
they're just
in the
not
US,
huge.
but
Yeah, probably not.
I know
like UK or something.
like the Europeans love that stuff.
Yeah,
probably even
that's probably the biggest sport in the world.
South America too.
Drake plays FIFA.
Yeah.
Drake.
Well, he's the one who hosted it last season.
Drake plays FIFA.
Yeah.
I mean, like America has, a lot of
We're
diversity.
yeah.
Old ship.
That old ship
Old
we ride.
The diversity.
We were actually watching a soccer game too at the diner we were eating at. There's just a few people like really into it. And I just looked up.
Yeah, it's
Germany
crazy.
versus Ukraine. Yeah, so I mean, I watched like the World Cup and everything. But aside from that, I'm not the most well versed.
In soccer.
Yeah.
I only played soccer for 2 years. Alright, let's move on to Mass Effect Andromeda. So, once again, they hardly showed jack stuff for this game. Yeah, they showed a lot of, like, seemed like really alpha gameplay and, like, people working on computer screens and stuff. But, like, so this, like...
we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
some
that's
guy
exactly what it was.
listening to his music, not even doing any work.
Yeah. And then...
He's like, oh shit.
Just sitting there scratching his balls. But I mean, this sounds like to me like it's a new game in the same universe. Like it doesn't follow Shepard anymore.
That's his name.
Yeah.
I just hear that.
So like I think this might be a good starting point for like new players to start on this franchise, which that would be me.
Yeah,
Or all of us. If we wanted to.
I was kind of tempted to getting the trilogy.
Collection,
Yeah, the collection back on PS3 because I had a coworker friend who was really into it.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
he's like,
good.
Mass Effect 3, I've been waiting for this for years. Make my decisions, and just kind of hearing it was like the end was like the biggest.
Let down.
Yeah.
Like, they even changed it. They patched in a different ending for that game, like because people are so angry. It's crazy.
Like you're gonna be leading people on for that long.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't know if I'm gonna really get into it. It's not.
I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
like
something-
having to go back 3 games to really understand what's going on, and waiting for something new. I don't do that too much. It really depends for me. Like I'll do that. Like I did that with BioShock right before Infinite came out. I got the previous 2 games, and I was really into it, and it made me look forward to it.
That's probably pretty much in the same kind of vein. Like BioShock 1 and 2 are very heavily connected, I think, right? And then- not really.
Kind of not
But then
really.
they're all like both. Aren't you both in the?
You're in Rapture.
Rapture.
Both. But I mean, this one weighs on decisions, and then like the decisions that you carry over, like they carry over from game to game. That's what the thing that interests me.
No, I mean
is
in
that-
terms of like BioShock 1 and 2 are like in the same damn place, right? And then,
Yeah.
And then 3's in, or Infinite is in. What the hell's that place?
Columbia.
Is it Columbia?
Yeah,
In
it's called
or something?
Columbia. Yeah.
Yeah, then you're like totally different place. Don't even talk. They very vaguely mention maybe
Vaguely.
Rapture.
Like all of that doesn't come until like the end, and
Yeah.
it just basically touches on it. However, the DLC does touch on Rapture heavily, which is really good.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
really good DLCs. So yeah, it again, kind of being. At first, you think it's kind of loosely based, and then suddenly it's just like, oh, I'm back here,
Yeah.
But with Mass Effect, with this game, I don't know. I'd have to see it if it'll just kind of finally sway me and say, you know what, I'll play it.
What's your whistle?
Yeah, and I kind of have a feeling they're gonna have the first 3 games in like maybe some kind of remastered edition because it did look pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's
The remasters for last gen, right? It's for like PS3.
right, and it's
didn't
it's
come
the
out
norm. It's like it's totally the norm for this gen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for a lot of games you wouldn't even expect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way of bringing like people who are not into the series to like just get the remastered edition, just like
Yeah.
what's that?
Kingdom Hearts did it. Final Fantasy,
No, just
or-
something that's being released that I'm gonna get for sure. It's gonna have like a remastered version.
Final Fantasy 12.
No. Yeah. I'm getting that.
That's
I haven't freaking beat
I
that
haven't
yet.
even played it, so I gotta get
Good
that.
game. Very underrated Final Fantasy.
No, I
Oh,
know
okay.
they have like a collection that's coming up. Like they just announced it a few weeks back. I forget.
Well, if it
I'll-
pops into your head,
I'll mention
you
it.
just start blurting it out.
But like I said, it's a good way for people who have not played a series
Yeah.
to get into it,
Totally.
and then they can hop into the new stuff. They'll have an idea of what the game is about. Gets you used to the gameplay mechanics, the lore, the
Mhm.
system, the story and everything. So
And at
just,
a good price too. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, they're
They're
usually
not-
a lot
yeah.
cheaper than buying like
Yeah,
2 or 3 games.
I mean, again, going back, like getting into Bioshock, I got the collection with 1 and 2, and it had like all the DLCs and everything, and yeah, it was less than a full price game.
Oh,
So
Just checking it.
okay. So yeah, I see a lot of these remasters on the market, and it's just like a compilation of games. So if you're a budget kind of person, you don't want to have to spend full price or close to full price buying each individual game. Yeah, sometimes it's best to wait. Once again, yeah. Even with new games that come out when they have their complete collections with DLCs and all, just
Yeah, if you're
wait
okay
on.
with waiting, and you're good at avoiding spoilers,
Yeah,
or you don't care about spoilers, then hey, might as well wait.
yeah.
So I think they have their EA Originals program, which is like indie games. I think like last year was Yarny. I think everyone kind of
Right.
remembers Yarny.
Yeah, the yarn.
Yeah, the yarn boy.
Yanni?
Yeah, Yarny.
That's a good guy.
Yeah, the blue guy, but he's made of yarn.
Oh.
this time.
Man, I heard that guy. Well, he was Christmas TV. I need that cassette tape.
Like Christmas Yanni.
It's gonna be Christmas soon, so.
So they had this game called Fee, which is it looked kind of cool. The character looked like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, except in like a different art style. It was like a 3D platformer, but I don't know too much of it other than that.
There's been a lackluster 3D platformers. I feel like, but if anything, when you do see them, they go the indie route. You see a lot of those.
Crash and Clank just like remade theirs. I heard that got like 9s and 10s.
Oh, yeah?
Or 9s.
I wouldn't be surprised. Naughty Dog. They'll like whatever little IPs they have is gold.
That's Insomniac.
Oh, is it?
Ratchet and Clank.
I thought they were part of. Well, Sony exclusives. Okay,
They have
well, my
Jack
mistake.
and Daxter.
Oh, they have Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I always get those two mixed.
Yeah, I mean they came out around the same time. They both have 2 people in the name and
Right.
both like some animal characters.
But again, yeah, with like platformers, it's always just like small indie games, and like you have those super challenging ones like the 2D, like the Super Meat Boy.
Mhm.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me personally, I would want to see like more 3D platformers in full games, like what we have, like Crash Bandicoot.
Jumping Flash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Klonoa. Come on, let's bring it back to PS1.
yeah,
Yeah, Klonoa's old. Like
yeah.
Like Namco.
first like set of PS1 games
I
maybe.
remember looking at that at Blockbuster, having all the games.
Yeah.
Dang, don't even have those anymore.
They're in the big cases.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on. So like, it was kind of weird. They kind of sort of had a big Star Wars thing, but they didn't because they didn't show very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just saw like one piece of footage of a guy like walking out, and then some TIE fighters going by.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Pretty much. Like,
And it was like a
They just kind of talked about like what their plans are for like because DICE is working with Motive, which is Jade Raymond's studio, which Jade Raymond is one of the creators of Assassin's Creed. So they're helping DICE, I guess, because they just said we're helping with Battlefront. I'm guessing that's Battlefront 2 because they said Battlefront 2 is coming out next year.
Sup,
What's
CSGO?
up, CSGO. Oh, hey, it's one of our followers. And then they're making a Star Wars, like I guess a 3D action game that's made from Respawn. That's the Infinity War dudes, which make Titanfall. And then
the mobile game.
well, they already have that. That's
Oh,
been out already. The mobile game. I forgot the company, but they're in Sacramento somewhere. And then they still haven't shown anything from the game from Visceral and Amy Hennig. Amy Hennig's the creator of Uncharted, and Visceral is the people that made Dead Space.
Yeah.
I don't know what game they showed like a very small clip of one of the games, which is like it was like the back of the character and he just walks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that going to be like what a third-person type?
Yeah, third-person action game.
Action RPG.
Yeah.
They had it with Star Wars Unleashed.
Yeah.
That was probably the last action game on console that I remember.
Yeah.
And it was one of those games where you could make choices, good, bad, etc. So,
Action RPG.
yeah.
Yeah, because the Amy Hennig Visceral one is supposed to be like an original with like new characters and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
What time period?
No, we don't know.
They're very vague on it. Or
Yeah.
just
Very.
mention
Except for Battlefront 2, they said like the new trilogy will be in
Because
there.
I mean, Star Wars is back. Like it's back.
Well, it's going to be relevant for the
Yeah.
next few years.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting last year, tail end of last year, episode 7 finally.
Yeah.
We're getting Rogue One.
Yeah.
We're gonna get episode 8.
And the Han Solo.
Yeah, Han Solo, and
Yeah.
so it's gonna be real. It's gonna of course it's an easy thing to put into video games.
It's very marketable too.
Yeah, very. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
It's
So they
relevant
got
to
like 3,000 Star Wars games coming out.
yeah. But I mean, again, I think this is a good move because like these are some reputable studios.
Yeah, they all got a good pedigree.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm worried about is saturation.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Being saturated with all this Star Wars stuff. It's like it's like I buy one Star Wars game. Do I really want to buy another Star Wars game? To even though.
Well, I think like they're not all coming out like near each other. I
Okay.
think like Response is like in 2000 or 2018.
Mhm.
I don't know when Amy Hennig's is, and then Battlefront's next year.
Is it gonna be
Yeah.
like
And then we
Super
just got Battlefront.
I don't know.
Core? Gonna be like Dead Space.
We just got Battlefront last November, and not even all of the DLC has come out. And we got the little tidbit of the Bespin.
I don't know what ARC is. CS:GO. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Am I missing something?
If you want to elaborate on that,
Yeah. We might know. We might not.
yeah, art.
But what I was telling James earlier before you got here, Noel, was like I kind of wish like they didn't make a new Battlefront yet, and they just expanded more on this one.
Well, the Battlefront this current Battlefront that we have, like the DLC is supposed to go till throughout till 2017.
Yeah. It's supposed to go into 2017.
Yeah, it's like they are taking the hype away from the original Battlefront.
Yeah.
So we're
I
like,
don't know what their business.
So I don't know how much more they're gonna improve with Battlefield 2. They say, or Battlefront 2. Excuse me. They say that we're listening to the fans.
Yeah, we're gonna put like a whole bunch of stuff that you've been asking for.
Yeah, like which was more of the newer movies and things like that, which is fine. But I don't.
Player campaign.
Single
Ark
player.
Survival.
Oh.
No, I'm not sure when that comes out on PS4. It should be soon though.
Which
I'm
one
pretty
was
sure.
that one again?
It's like that dinosaur MMO.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm trying to
haven't.
look it up, but I'm not sure.
We could.
Yeah,
let's take it real quick. Well, anyway, like I don't see how if they're not going to change the game much. I don't see why they don't just build on the original Battlefront. Because
we got the arcade. They have to be different. If they're gonna listen to the fans, they have to be. It has to be different because what the fans want, what we really want, is a
July
more
19th, CS:GO for PS4 Ark Survival.
okay, there you
So
go.
pretty soon.
So we will, from my standpoint, coming from playing Battlefield and all the dice games, like a little bit more in depth. More
That-
customization, more abilities, more
We've
maybe.
been talking about this stuff since it came out.
Yeah,
Maybe
that was
not
our
even-
first. This was our first video.
Maybe not even like a hero pickup that you can like off the bat come out as a hero, or like you can create your own character and level it up that way and then use it on depending.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's so many things, so many routes
There
that
was
they can
like
take.
a lot of dropped opportunities considering this came from DICE for me. You
Mhm.
know, like getting into Battlefield really, especially with 4 playing with you.
Mhm.
Like a lack of like squad.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, like yeah, like we can group in the voice chat, but
Yeah, it's only like you're with one other
Yeah,
person,
you just
but
have a
really,
partner.
they're just basically a respawn
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
There's really
I mean,
is no-
considering the maps aren't too big,
Yeah.
which I wish some of them were bigger,
Mhm.
then that's where the squad thing would come into play. I mean, like we're always around each other,
Yeah.
like when we play.
But the max player base is what, 32.
32, yeah.
16 on 16.
Again,
Yeah.
So I mean, they might increase it to 32 versus 32, increase the map size, vehicles, abilities, heroes, different.
I don't know. I like it. I want it to go more Battlefield.
Yeah.
Not totally Battlefield, but a little bit more to the leaning towards that.
Yeah, exactly.
More
Because
game modes.
yeah.
Like, I mean, the game modes right now are fine. I mean, I like it, but
Yeah.
people were complaining that there's no space battles. There's no transitioning. Like they miss opportunities. Like,
Yeah.
what's that game mode they had on Battlefield 3 and 4? They also had it in 2142. Titan mode? Was it
Can't
Titan?
wait for Tom Clancy Wildlands. Was it Ghost Recon Wildlands, right?
Yeah, that's a Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
You
that-
know, like seeing that last trailer just made me think of maybe like a smaller Division game, more tight. But I mean, it really looks like Division to me, just in a different setting.
I haven't seen it lately.
Oh yeah, they just released a trailer like not too long ago.
I think I saw like a GIF.
Yeah, probably like a week or two ago they released a little bit more in depth of what they showed like last year.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's more relevant. It's not like futuristic stuff.
No,
Not like you don't have like a freaking BB-8 smoke bomb. That's
no.
It's more like relevant to our time.
Yes.
Okay.
I still kind of like Division.
I like Division. It's
Yeah.
just it just isn't. There's really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Overwatch is out, so
Yeah, I know.
that just I don't know. I just needed a break from it. It
Yeah, I
was
mean,
like,
like probably when the DLC comes out, I'll probably pick it up again, see how I feel.
The contrast from how we just all got busy all of a sudden, and Overwatch is like the perfect a couple of quick games.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
get that loot box. But anyways, like Star Wars. Back to Star Wars. Yeah, I mean Battlefront 2. I think they really just jumped the gun. They could have just announced it at a later time because.
You mean like release it at a later time?
I mean, like release the information at a later time.
Mm.
Like, they didn't really need to say we have Battlefront 2. We're working on Battlefront 2. It's like, what about Battlefront 1? Like,
Yeah.
you're not even into like the second DLC.
No, not even. Yeah, I feel like this was just been a huge testing ground for where the audience is at,
Mm-hmm.
and like you're gonna get the real thing in Battlefront 2.
Like a campaign.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna get a multiplayer. Yeah.
I mean, a campaign for me personally, like I don't care. Like I'm probably not gonna.
I don't know. Star Wars has a really good story. I mean, there's.
Yeah,
There's a lot that they can tell. But I mean, like what?
Yeah, but I mean, for this type of game, for like a shooting
Yeah.
game, I'm probably not even gonna
I
care.
don't know. They follow so closely to the movies. Like, what is this going to be? Are we just going to be playing a movie? Is that what we're going to do?
I mean, I'm.
I think
for
that's what they
it.
were,
Yeah,
that's what they were
I don't know.
afraid of in the beginning. I mean, like, yeah, sure, you use different heroes. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you can have their stories from those perspectives, sure. But I mean,
Campaign
they
when
can do
you're
a lot
either a
with it.
Sith or a Jedi. I don't know, something they could come up
Yeah,
with. A
I'm
good
sure
stuff.
they
They got
could
the
come
money.
up
They
with
got the funds.
But again, I'm probably not really going to touch it. But whatever, sure. People want that. They want a complete game.
Yeah, as long as it's good. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not-
I honestly like on Battlefront. I really wanted a campaign.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I would have played it. I would totally played it.
I mean, that would have been.
I didn't even touch those like the co-op things.
No, that's garbage.
Titanfall 2, yeah, we just kind of talked
just
about
covered
that
that.
because I'm the only one who really played it, but I think it looks amazing. But yeah, we can kind of get back to that in a second. But like EA's their coup de grace was Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So this game looks fucking amazing. So like it's got dynamic weather now that actually like changes the way the game will play out in a sense. Like the fog can roll in and you can't really see. It'll block your eyesight a little bit. It rains. I'm wondering if the rain affects like the smoke, like the mustard gas.
effectiveness
Yeah,
of it.
that'd be kind of cool actually.
Yeah, like there's certain. I mean, it adds to the strategy. You know, if it's raining, don't use the mustard gas because it'll just get. You know.
Yeah, and they have the behemoth vehicles, which is the airship, the train, and I guess like a battleship.
Mm-hmm.
And like
for like artillery.
Yeah, and then like if you, for example, shoot the blimp out of the sky, which is the airship, it falls down wherever it is, and it just destroys everything, and all the debris is sitting right there, right in front of you. So I thought that was pretty cool. It really changes the map around.
Yeah.
Their evolution to levolution.
Yeah. Well, I mean, playing Battlefield for like the longest time, it's like it basically is an evolution. Their whole thing with the levolution is to change, like totally change the map. And I saw what their concept was. Change the map around so that it would change each team's strategy to like either get around it or adapt to it, which is fine. I mean, it was like honestly, it just made it more fun. Like this building crashed down, we have to figure out a way to figure a way how to capture that point in a different sense. It came to a point where you would change classes because like it used to be like snipers would stand on that building. I can't stand on that building anymore, so what am I going to do? Change a class up, or camp somewhere else, or I don't know, do something to like adapt to what's changed. This one, it's like anything can change.
Yeah.
Like, a town can change. This capture point can change. It's. I mean, it just looks very exciting. Like I like the direction.
Very exciting.
I wish I was playing that at this point. For me, it's kind of been everything I've been waiting for a shooter because playing Battlefield 4. Like I like grouping up with my friends and like just us being our own individual squad. And the time setting, I like more of the World War I, World War II throwback rather than what things like Call of Duty is going for now, going like all future. And everything. I want something more classic, like a classic feel. Because probably the last game I really enjoyed, as far as shooters was, for Call of Duty personally, was World at War. So I
you can get it, but you have to buy.
No.
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah, and which again I wish I could get, but you have to buy the new one that probably people won't even really care
from
about.
From a business standpoint, that is fucking smart.
It's smart.
That game would not sell.
And it shows. I don't know. It just kind of shows weakness and not them not having any real faith
in their product.
Yeah, they're
they should have just remade that and not even released the
Infinite War.
Yeah, it would have.
Or work on that for another 6 years or whatever. It's good, 3 years.
Because I'm pretty sure if they sold that at full price, people would buy it. Like if they just sold
I would.
$59, $59, I would have done it.
I would have bought it. If they had World at War or Modern like World at War and Modern Warfare, like as one or like as one remake, like don't change anything, just have the upgraded graphics and whatnot, and sell it at 15. I would have bought it.
I hope it has like the classic like 357 kill streak too for Modern Warfare.
Should
If they take that away, then nobody's gonna play it.
I think the netcode might change, which is probably the biggest thing that's changed during that game. Because I felt like modern like COD 4 and World at War felt really good online. Like if there was lag, there was fucking lag. Like it wasn't like I'm going around getting killed and then I didn't know why I died.
Yeah.
I saw the lag a long time ago, but now I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Playing
like
one of the newer CODs.
so many like compensation.
Yeah, I don't think they really had that before,
Mhm.
and I liked it that way actually. It felt better to me.
Mhm.
Playing online.
There was a reason for you to
Like, oh crap, it's lagging. All right,
I'm dead.
So back to Battlefield 1.
Well, okay, so going back to Battlefield 1. Okay. And we're talking about like futuristic shooters.
Mhm.
So if they announced 2143
For
And
like what, like an expansion?
instead of
Oh.
Battlefield 1, would you guys be more inclined to get it over Infinite War, or would you have the same opinion that you have for Battlefield 1?
I probably have the same opinion, but that's only because I'm on COD fatigue and I can't play that game anymore.
I think no matter what direction they really would have went, I probably would have.
I would have got it over COD for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I mean, I would have got it over that to actually get it. I don't know, but I'm really over it. I want like the longer game modes. I want to think a little more rather than just jump into an arcade. Like we have Overwatch, which is like a totally different thing from these two.
Yeah.
However,
it's one of those pick up and plays.
Yeah.
Get a few, like you said, get a few games in here and there.
Yeah.
When you play Battlefield 3 for 1942,
get like 3 games in 3 hours. Or
Or-
something.
yeah.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
or Battlefield 1, 2142, it's like there's more depth to it.
Yeah,
than
absolutely.
Just a pick up and play. Like there is a lot of strategy. There is the length of the games or the matches
Mhm.
are pretty long. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you
Because
just mop the other team, which is still kind of long.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because I think like these have been some of the definitely most relevant within last generation and going into this new gen. I picked up Battlefield 4 as like one of my first games when I got my PS4, even though it was like a lot older already.
Mhm.
It looked good. It felt fun. I didn't pick up Hardline because I wouldn't have had anyone to play with. You
Yeah.
didn't like it.
I didn't like the beta. That thing was a mess.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this crap? This is like a downgrade from what Battlefield 4 was. Like, what engine did you guys use?
But again, like I say, just looking at it, seeing the gameplay, this is what I've been waiting for. You know,
It's something different too. I mean, but it's World War One. It's not World War Two.
Yeah.
World War One had different
It's like
strategies.
something like no other game has done. I think. I don't
Yeah,
think
no.
there's any World War One games.
Pretty sure
I
they're
can
out
think
there.
of.
They're just not as.
I mean,
not
there's
as relevant.
there's no Battlefield, no COD, no nothing.
Yeah.
Like a big game.
Yeah.
Sure, there are World War One games. Like there was the I don't even remember the name now. That RPG one that came out.
Valiant Hearts.
Valiant Hearts,
Yeah.
yeah, that was World War One. So they got like a couple more movement options. Look like in this game, like you could vault a little higher, jump a little higher over stuff. And they had like the bayonet charge.
Now, what I'm thinking is that bayonet charge going to replace just the normal melee? Like you can't. Well, actually, they did have the guy with
the shovel too.
the shovel and the freaking mace.
Yeah,
just,
that
like-
spiky mace looking thing.
I don't think it's gonna like totally replace it. It's just another option.
Another option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they did say they want the close quarters combat to be more relevant in this game.
Which was true to the time.
True to the time, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's why they have like that lunge. Like I think you run and you press something and then they like lunge.
Yeah, and they scream. I heard
Yeah.
they do this yell and then they just.
Yep, and then kill them. Murder
Awesome.
them.
Well, how do you? Is there a counter to that? Like,
You know,
like counter knifing in Battlefield 4. Like, you have that action.
tie your hands together and then take out the knife.
Yeah. I mean, you could take out your rifle and deflect it and then do a counter, right? I mean,
They probably have that in there. I'm sure there's-
Video start.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dancing in a circle.
they have like forklifts.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of was Pit Fighter. Like whenever you won, you get on a forklift and it raise you up.
Raise you up, yeah.
I don't know. That just forklifts remind me of Pit Fighter.
You can do so many things. So that comes out, Battlefield 1 comes out October 21st. 1 week before Titanfall 2. Why? Why would you eat your own game like that? Why? It's like, what is it called when the snake's eating the snake?
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing to themselves. They're Ouroborosing themselves. Cannibalizing their own property. I don't get it. I mean, granted, they're like two different games, two different settings, but I don't know why you sell those games. Because Battlefield 1 is going to destroy Titanfall, I think.
Yeah, player-wise or player-base-wise.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you look at the longevity or, like, you know, people are still playing Battlefield 4. And Battlefield 1 is going to be just as long. Like, they're going to support that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to this day, I'm still playing Battlefield.
Yeah, like they just released DLC like not that long ago,
and they're free too. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're community maps. You know, they have their test servers and whatnot. So I mean, they're carrying over that that ethic, that community to Battlefield 1.
Mhm.
You know, it's going to be a long-lasting game, and then you got Titanfall. It's like
it's kind of a new player base because people like drop that game kind of fast. So.
Exactly. That's
different dynamic, you know.
Yeah.
I remember asking you about Titanfall. Like, what's the player base like? And I remember you saying that not a lot of people play it anymore.
Yeah, it spiked like super high at first, and then it just kind of died because there's not really a lot in that game. I mean, it's a super fun game, but there's just not a lot of content in there.
Mm-hmm.
And not having, I think not having the campaign too really hurt it because the multiplayer doesn't have that much. And they added more stuff later, but it's like
It was a little too
people
late.
already dropped off. So
Yeah, not everybody wants multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
which is
which is something like people need to understand. Like you can sell something like Star Wars, that like Battlefront sold a lot even without having a campaign, but I mean people still want it.
Mm-hmm.
Look how much it hurt like a Street Fighter 5.
Mm-hmm.
Way undersold. All right. So the next conference was Bethesda's conference. It's the last conference of today. They announced Quake Champions, which is pretty much like their arena shooter for the PC.
Yeah.
They didn't show too much. It was just a CG trailer, so they'll show more at QuakeCon in
It's
August.
just like realistic,
Figures.
like fantasy character design. It looks really dark. It looks cool. It's
It looks
fitting. Yeah,
real Unreal Tournament like.
yeah.
It's like they kind of combined the two together. So Fallout 4 DLC they announced, which they said they were going to add more to the current pack. It's like they have like a contraptions DLC, which is like you can make like conveyor belts and elevators and
For your
like machines
for your
your settlement.
your settlements.
Then you could build a vault. That was the other thing they showed.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I guess you can go underground.
So it's gonna be like Fallout Shelter 2.0.
Yeah. And then you could. I think they showed someone like on treadmills, like running,
Okay.
exercising and stuff.
And you can like build up your army.
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the support. I mean,
it's like pretty much build Fallout for us.
yeah, I want to I really want to get back into it like soon. Let me just finish Wine and Blood,
Yeah.
and I'll get back into it.
Still not done with that.
It's long, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's
it's almost
a
as long
lot
as
of crap
it's
in
the
there.
regular game. It's huge.
I'm just collecting Gwent cards. That's all I'm doing.
Those are the two games that I've been meaning to pick up. I just haven't had an opportunity because I just picked up even more games.
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean, that's fine because both those games are huge.
Yeah.
So
No.
you gotta put in the time, do the crime.
I gotta be on like super lockdown to actually sit down and play that game.
Yeah, you gotta be like sick for like
It's
a year.
so good though. Like Witcher's stories is just like it really is written well, and there's like so much stuff to read. Like you have your books that you can read,
Yeah.
and then you also have like the freaking cutscenes that you can watch through, or like
Yeah.
It's-
So I mean, like Fallout, the story's it's alright. It's there.
it's there, but
It's
yeah,
not. I think it's more of like the experience of you wandering around and
building stuff.
fucking
and,
fucking around.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's more of what Fallout really is.
yeah.
At least Fallout 4. I don't know about 3.
Three.
Vegas.
Yeah, Witcher. I mean, it's just really like story driven.
Yeah, that's
CD Projekt did I was surprised on how much content they released.
Yeah, go ahead. Just right here.
prior to, I mean, like on release, they had like a lot of like free stories or free side missions that came
Yeah, they had
with
a
the game.
lot, and like armor too, right? I think I downloaded some of the armor.
Yeah, they had quite a few. And I don't know, it's just I think CD Projekt did a really good job. I think this should be like game of the year, like honestly.
Man, it came out this year. What was I thinking else like last year?
It-
No, it wasn't last year?
Yeah.
So,
I picked it up around this time.
yeah, so
Or like maybe
so
like
already wasn't game of the year. Well, depending on, I guess, who you're talking to.
yeah, I mean, it's.
I mean, it was definitely in like all the game of the year talks that I've listened to.
Mhm.
It's definitely in there.
Yeah, gotta finish that.
Mm-hmm. And then, Skyrim. They're gonna remaster Skyrim, which is like the old one's still like selling today.
Selling like
Bethesda.
hotcakes.
Yeah.
Another game which I have yet to play. I just didn't have the time for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't like announce a sequel or something.
Right. Yeah.
I
For
don't know,
as
that's
long
kinda
as
weird.
it's been out.
Then they showed Prey, which Prey's like an old. I never played it, but it's an old game. But I guess now they're rebranding it for making a newer one. I guess.
Reboot?
Yeah, reboot.
Would you say reboot?
Yeah.
Does it fall like what they showed? Does it fall like under the same things? Like I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I don't know much about Prey.
Yeah. I mean, it looked interesting.
It looked pretty cool. Good
Yeah.
morning, Morgan.
Yeah, that whole thing, like the Groundhog's Day, repeating the same day, like it is mysterious.
Yeah, but
They
then-
say it's going to be a heavily psychological
Yeah,
kind of game.
I mean, like when he gets to the dystopian future or whatever, like that part looked really cool.
Yeah, when he was on the space station that was
Yeah.
taking over some weird shadow monster aliens
Mhm.
that
Yep.
rather than monsters, I guess.
I thought he was just bad aim.
Yeah, like pink eye.
Yeah.
Pink eye. That's why.
Should never scratch your butt and then scratch your eyes.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Wash your hands before you scratch your eyes.
You're getting pink eye like every day in Groundhog Day.
But it was just getting progressively worse.
Yes.
I don't
He didn't
know.
scratch his eye the night before.
His eyes are like
Good.
puffy out like this. Oh, like an hamburger eye and shit.
Spawn eye. Spawn eye.
Hamburger helper eye. God damn.
Hamburglar eye.
Wash your fucking hands, man. Jesus Christ. He's all looking at it. He's all like poking his eye. And oh man, it's like it's pink.
That ain't right. Obviously.
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, right before.
Keeps doing that and getting
Bad
it.
hygiene, man.
Dude.
Drink your coffee, put your clothes on.
Never run that water, huh?
Maybe they don't have good water.
Maybe.
So it comes from the sewage system.
Dookie water.
Toilet water. Getting the toilet water and just putting it That's his coffee, just dipping it in the toilet.
No, it's coffee now. He's like the latest coffee maker. Just
Super bad drought. Like, they can't flush. Oh man, this is the only water I got.
good. At least third world countries that we know how to like freaking
Oh.
heat the water up. Jeez, him he doesn't know how to do
They don't
that.
have fire in there.
Oh man. Things we talk about.
Kick-ass fries.
Yeah, like that, man. I don't want to live it. That's a future I do not want to live in.
You want to live
Splashing
in
my
kick-ass
face with
future?
toilet water. I'm
That
good.
guy's the future, man.
Nah.
Just get with the
Wait for
times.
the future.
Now you're just putting me off to the game. I don't want to play this game anymore. 'Cause
So, Elder Scrolls Online gets DLC. Nobody plays that here, but it's called the Dark Brotherhood DLC.
I just saw a bunch of stabbing.
So a lot of murdering.
Yeah,
A lot of
just
slit throats.
sneaking up. Just
It did look cool, like when I
It
first saw it
did.
a long time ago. I mean, it looks like it's kind of aging now, but I mean, if you play it, then you're probably pretty excited. Because I know I would be if I was playing it. Like I always get excited for Final Fantasy 14 and 11 when those got DLC, and I had already quit. I'd always watch the trailers.
I try not to, because
Yeah, it kind of sucks me back in. I'm like taking out my card. And,
Yeah, I'm like.
I know.
Oh, man,
There's
should I
been
really-
how many times where I've like looked at my shelf like,
What could have
I'm
been?
kind of bored.
I mean, that's why I buy games like Doom. I bought that just because I didn't really have anything to play anymore. I was just like, why
you want
Wine of
something
Blood
to-
doesn't come out till like a few weeks later. Overwatch doesn't come out till a week.
Yeah.
What am I playing? I mean, I could go back to Fallout, but it's like a freaking heavy task to undertake.
Yeah,
And 10 and 10-2 remaster. I'm like,
I got those two. I got Valkyria Chronicles.
So I just bought Doom. I was like, I just need a quick pick up and play.
Yeah,
Just bought that and I enjoyed myself. So.
It's like hard, kind of breaking the habit, like when you commit to something, you know, and then
mm-hmm.
you finally get like breath of fresh air, like a relief.
Mhm.
I think that is like Doom in a nutshell. That's
Yeah.
Doom was dope.
Breath of
I
fresh air.
freaking like that game.
Well, I mean, you're gonna be excited because they're coming out with a lot of. Well, I mean, yeah,
It's a
again,
lot
it
of
was mostly
multiplayer though,
multiplayer.
and then like, well, I heard the snap map is good, but I mean, like, that's up to the community to really make it good, you know.
Yeah. No, I like the campaign.
But yeah, the campaign's the best thing about it. So, so Bethesda announced like their Bethesda VR.
Mhm.
They have Doom,
Doom,
and I think the cooler thing was Fallout 4
Fallout, yeah.
on the Vive that's coming out in 2017. It is playable on the floor if you're there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fallout 4 would be really cool, and just like picking up garbage and virtual reality. How awesome is that?
And building stuff?
Yeah.
Building these freaking multi-layered
Yeah.
houses. They don't lead anywhere.
Yeah. And then Dishonored 2, that was their big thing that they showed.
That was a big reveal.
Yeah. They finally showed gameplay. That game looks really cool, actually. I
Yeah.
didn't play Dishonored 1. Always interested in it, but never got it.
I wanted to get the game of the year and then the definitive. I wanted when that came out recently, but still haven't had a chance to play it just due to I don't want to accumulate like a huge backlog. But
Too late.
just yeah, but Dishonored 2, it looked really cool.
Got some really cool powers
Yeah, again the game reminds me of like BioShock and Thief.
combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there's a little bit of free running in there too, like kind of like White Mirror's Edge, Dying Light kind of deal. So a lot of those good things combined. The world looks really good.
Yeah.
What they showed.
Very alive. Looks like it's been lived in.
Yeah. Very vibrant. So what they were saying, like this looks like a huge contrast from the first game because the first one looked more darker, a lot of alleyways and things like that.
Yeah. They
this
look
new-
more Victorian. Look more just straight up Victorian, I think. Like this one's more futuristic. It looks like to me.
it has a futuristic elements, like the architecture kind of really is like throwback to me, but then it has
more robotics.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Noticed that.
the
Yeah, like that Skyrail thing.
I don't know, it
Yeah.
was like a lot of things in one. They had the like since it's in a different I guess region or whatever.
Mhm.
These people live near the sea or near the ocean.
Yeah, you could even see them like they had like a bunch of fish that they caught. And
Yeah, it reminded me of like Bravos.
Yeah,
if you watch
yeah.
Game of Thrones, like different way of life. But it kind of made me understand the story a little more from what he was saying. So you can play as two protagonists,
Yeah.
either Corvo, the original guy, or his daughter. Matter of fact, because this is set 15 years after the first
after
game.
the first game. So the
Yeah.
spoilers: the mom gets murdered.
Yeah, that's
A
from.
big part of the second one, I guess.
No, I think it's from the first one.
Oh, she dies in the first one.
Yeah, she was. He was framed for her murder. Again, spoilers. He was framed for her murder, and then he was kind of exiled. So the whole game, he had to try to save his daughter, who was the rightful heir, while another guy was in power. like are trying to be in power. So he had to kind of stop that whole thing. So this is a continuation from that.
Cool
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's both the conferences. I was gonna see, like, is there anything like you guys want to see at E3 this week, or expecting?
Expecting to see
Either want or expecting.
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy
I
VII.
really think we're gonna see that.
I don't think we are though.
My expectations and my hopes are low, but I would love to see
From the-
something.
Okay, yeah, all right.
From
I
the
would love
games
to
that
see
we're gonna see,
I'll
like
take
maybe a little, like finally more of the Resident Evil 2 remake that they've. But I doubt we're
think
gonna
they're
get
gonna show
that.
Jack about that. I don't think they're gonna show Jack
Well-
about.
Well, from software
Capcom.
said, or from what I've read, they announced that they're working on an action RPG,
Mm-hmm.
a la Dark Souls, and then a totally new project that they're.
Did they say they're working
new
on something
IP.
like Dark Souls?
They have like a new IP, but
Yeah, I heard the new IP one.
So yeah, they have those. That I forgot what was the third one.
Because I'm thinking they're working on Bloodborne,
The
the
second
second one.
Bloodborne.
Because that's that. I'm guessing like Sony
pushed them.
pushed them, yeah, or that was their contract. Hey, you make us 2 of these, and then do whatever you want. But then like
Probably.
like Dark Souls is their own game, so they can make that.
Any
Yeah, I mean maybe in like 10 years I'll go back to it, but I know they want to work on something new. So
I mean, I'm for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I've read that we haven't really mentioned.
yeah,
And things to expect from E3, yeah, it's Final Fantasy VII. Something Square related. Surprised me, Square, because you haven't really did
I think they're gonna show you what we all know they're gonna show, which is 15.
15.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to see anything else. I just want the game to come out.
Right.
Play it now.
I think we've accumulated like a lot of the news.
That's what happens when you like have these games like you announced like 10 years ago and then they never come out. Same with like Last Guardian, everyone was so hyped, but now it's just like get this fucking game out already so we can play it. And same with Final Fantasy 15, same way. What else? I think Final Fantasy 7 is gonna be that way too.
Yeah.
The remake.
We're not gonna see it for like another
5
Yeah.
years.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. I don't know.
But like, well, that's one thing I'm hoping is Last Guardian gets its actual release date because I think all they said was it's coming out this year. I want to know dates so to make sure that it is coming out this year, solidify something, and then.
Well, they don't want to pull a Capcom. Let's just say that. They,
They've been working on it for 10 years.
they don't want to pull a Capcom. They've learned from Capcom what they did last year.
I'm just hoping the game will be good too.
Announcing the DLC.
Yeah, and then like, speaking of Capcom, they said they're gonna go forward on some Resident Evil.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is they'll do like a reboot. So just call it straight up Resident Evil, and it's gonna be a reboot, new start.
They better have Barry
I don't
and
know.
Wesker.
I'm thinking like you could use the people's names and stuff,
Yeah.
but like tell something new, go back to the roots, something totally new.
So everything's gonna be like pre-rendered.
I don't know about that.
Fixed
What?
camera. Awkward movement.
The tank controls are back.
I mean, I don't know. It's doable. They did it with Until Dawn.
That's true. Well, no,
And it worked.
wasn't necessarily. It's pre-rendered backgrounds, but not like tank controls and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You can't.
unless you really want to.
No.
I mean, it's doable. Like, it can be
Yeah,
successful
pre-render's okay, I think. But
in like the fixed camera type deal.
yeah,
But
fixed camera.
I don't know, what can they do? I mean, they've gone so far as to like making it so action.
That's what I'm saying. Like they can go back to more survival horror. I mean, if you could make DMC that much cooler again,
True.
I think you could do it with Resident Evil.
It's
Granted, that's a
doable.
different studio.
You just gotta have good writing, good like
Yeah.
development.
Well, again, like when you go backwards, like everyone's gonna have their opinion. They're gonna
Yeah,
like it or
you're
like
not
it.
gonna please
Not everyone, first impressions of DMC were bad.
Mhm.
I played it personally. I enjoyed it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot too.
but I think Resident Evil to really save the franchise is to go back, like have a new starting point and keep it pretty basic because it's evolved in a lot of cool ways too. But
Like the Las Plagas.
yeah,
Like they had like so many mutations at this point. They should just keep it simple. Go back to its roots.
T-virus.
Just have a virus outbreak and all hell breaks loose and you're trying to fucking survive or try to find your teammates or try to figure out what's going on. It's simple. Like that process is simple. They just have to have good writing, good puzzles.
Yeah.
Remember the puzzles that we had?
Yeah.
Freaking knock over the fucking clock or something, or the statue.
Push the statue off of the ledge to get the diamonds,
Yeah.
put it into
Get the tiger eye, and
Yeah.
then put it into
Get the eagle key or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
The eagle
who
piece.
designed this place?
I know.
It's very
The crest, the
it's
armor
very
crest.
like Zelda-ish, that game, really.
Yeah.
Like the old school Resident Evil, about finding,
Things.
going back and forth. Very Metroid-ish too.
Yeah, that's a huge reason why I loved it, and then a lot of that carried over into the police station.
You need to go to the bathroom, like, oh my god, I love the tiger eye. And like, in the basement with the shark? Like, what? Why did I do that? I forgot it.
He's like, who would forget such a thing? Obviously, I did. And I gotta go down the trap stairs, watch the spikes that come
Dude, I
down.
gotta clock in for my break. Do you have the sword?
Yeah.
The sword crest.
Like a sword time card.
Dude, I can't. Oh, late for lunch again. Like,
Someone bought Plant 42 because I forgot. Someone bought that guy.
Yeah, because it's gonna
like I
get
would have, but Bob has. He has the armor key. To get over to the hut.
He has half the armor key.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah, the crank, the square crank.
It doesn't fit in the hexagon.
I can't.
Yeah, I brought the wrong crank.
Oh man.
Now I gotta get down
You gotta bring back the.
yeah, you gotta look at it.
Would you like to take the key?
I gotta hit examine to see if there's any differences.
Yeah.
Or if there's like a secret number.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man, that game was amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
if they bring that back, I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
I'm all about that.
About that life.
Yep.
What was missing that I thought they would show at Bethesda was Evil Within. I thought they'd have like a sequel for that. I want a sequel.
I watched you play it.
You play a good amount of it and finish it.
And finish it. Yeah, it was
It was alright. I like that
a
game.
crazy trip. It had its weird moments, but
Yeah, I give that game like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good.
from watching you play it, I give
Fun
you
times.
your play style a 4 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
That's
I like
that's saying
that.
it.
Because 1 is awesome, so 4 is alright.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, I was just like,
appreciate that.
mute the mic, dude, just go around. Just fucking go
Oh
around.
man, I gotta figure out. I gotta make this work. That's how I work.
Oh, you're doing great, Justin, dude. Justin, it's
What they showed in between Mafia 3, I'm really excited about.
Oh yeah, Mafia 3. They showed that in between at IGN in between the conferences.
I think it's a huge evolution from having recently played Mafia 2, and there's a lot of things in between, with the Red Dead and all the Rockstar open world like GTA 5, of course. Looks like there's a little more activities. I liked how there's a difference between like going around in the open world map, like driving around, and then when you're actually in a mission, that feels like very arcadey, like Sleeping Dogs. How the tone of the game just changes. It's like full action.
Yeah.
Like I like the whole like the executions and everything. Those were really cool. Like,
Shotgun, good old shotgun to the eye.
were really brutal. And the scenes, because Mafia was more heavy on the story, and it holds true to that. The cutscenes look really good. Character design, still really excited for that game, which is due out in October. So.
Yeah, coming up pretty soon.
The soundtrack is amazing. From like all of the classic rock and all of that, and even like their original like music, like when they were playing it when they were on the ship from the gameplay footage. That was really cool.
Very fitting too.
Yeah, Absolutely. I just hope there's just some kind of more, I guess, more activities because I like the world they set it in the fake New Orleans. I would want to see more. I don't know, just activities in the water. I don't know, do some fishing or something.
Croc hunting.
play with some
Croc
yeah.
wrestling and canoodling.
Yeah.
Canoodling.
Catfish and
Catfish,
put the
yeah.
elbow up
Yeah.
the arms. Make some extra income. And oh yeah, speaking of income, yeah, that whole system that they have where you can cut like the mafia bosses.
Income.
Yeah, that is really
Pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, you have like 6 ways. Or
Cut
something.
off their ties.
Yeah.
And then you just see like the counter running down how much they're making.
Kill
and
their-
it totally
kill their drug
changes
dealer or kill their business.
changes the tone of the game. Kind of like the system they implemented with Shadow Mordor in a way. Like the
Like the Nemesis system, but in like a different perspective. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. Like their I guess the chain of command, like somehow disrupting it. Like I think it's really
Will
cool that
affect
way.
their resources. And
Exactly.
it makes it more dynamic. It makes it also seem like more live. Like you're actually doing something.
Right.
Just killing a mob boss doesn't mean like, oh, that completes the mission.
Yeah.
It's more of like it affects the whole like their gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it kind of like makes them. I don't know. It just seems like more like adaptive too. Like either they are more alert because one of their guys got hit,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
they're a little bit tougher. Like the Nemesis system.
Yeah.
Or
It feels like the world's more alive when they have things like that.
or it makes them weaker because they don't have their resources to buy guns and
Mhm.
whatnot. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I like it. I'm for it.
And yeah, speaking of Mordor, Shadow Mordor, I'm hoping they talk about a sequel for that. I'm sure that's in the works. 'Cause that game was a huge hit too.
Never played it, but I know it's been.
It's really fun.
I just got the Game of the Year edition for super cheap, so I really can't wait.
I don't know, anything else?
When's E3 start? Tomorrow?
Technically tomorrow.
Okay, technically.
Yeah, so let me see if I had the conference. One of the conferences
Zelda.
that's like supposedly Nintendo's only game that they're showing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's what they say, but I'm sure they might have other games.
From what I've read, they bought like a lot of space. They said they're gonna have like a big showing. Is it just all
Not
Zelda?
in. It can't be in E3 per se. It's probably if they do, it's gonna be somewhere else, like in the vicinity.
Well, I'm looking forward to Zelda.
Yeah, they showed they released one screenshot where it's pretty. He's like Link climbing a mountain and then it overlooks like this big overworld that they got.
Death Mountain.
Yeah, maybe. So Monday, 9:30 PST is Microsoft, and then Ubisoft at 1 p.m.
What's Microsoft gonna bring? Another Halo?
No.
Gears of War?
Gears is probably their big
Gears,
game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Halo Wars 2.
They probably got Battlefield. They're probably going to show Battlefield.
Mhm.
Halo Wars 2. Yeah, they're going to show that. I don't know what they're going to show, really. Huh.
Conquerors. No, that was N64.
And Ubisoft at 1.
So
What I'm looking forward to is Sony at 6 p.m.
Mhm.
Then Tuesday's got their Nintendo's got theirs at 9 a.m. Their what's it called? Treehouse stream. That's what they call it.
Oh right.
Then that's it, really. I mean, the E3 ends really on Tuesday, and then the rest is just like showcasing people's games.
Okay.
Might hear a lot of indie games, maybe that the bigger sites get to finally see, and then they get video or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's E3.
Yeah, I'll be tuning in tomorrow. Probably
And-
more likely Sony. I mean, I'll check out Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'll try to watch all of them, all the ones I can. So since they're spaced out far enough, I'm not working tomorrow, so I think that's it. Thank you for tuning in. That is our E3 show, and we are the Unprofessionals. We'll try to do this every Sunday later in the evening, maybe around 8 to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Maybe
Still
because
deciding on a time.
we all have work, so our schedules conflict a lot.
Right.
So we try to get together every Sunday and try to do a show. We'll see you next Sunday. Peace out.
How many viewers do we have?
We only had one. I don't know. I wasn't really checking them.
I can't really see.